Hey guys, Module 2, Lesson 9. We are still working with measurement, but we're going to work with comparing different measurements. And I'm going to give you a tool to do that with. It's called a tape diagram. So I'm still messing with Christmas lights. And I actually have a set of red lights and I have a set of white lights. And I measured those out, and my red lights actually came out to be 3 meters long. So I'm just going to write that information here on the top so you won't forget that. And then my white Christmas lights that I measured out, I have a string of those, and those are 5 meters long. Oh, okay. 5 meters, okay? So just quickly looking at this information, would you be able to tell me which measurement is bigger? Which set of lights is bigger? So by looking at them, you should be able to say, oh yeah, the white lights are bigger. So when you draw your tape diagram, it's important that you know the different sizes so that you can represent those correctly. So to do a tape diagram, it looks kind of like a piece of tape, which is a rectangle shape. So for my white tape, I'm going to do a rectangle that's fairly large. And then for my red measurement, I'm actually going to do a smaller rectangle because that number is smaller. Now here's a few things to pay attention to. You want to make sure that your tape diagrams, your rectangles, start at the same point. You see right here? And then you also want to make sure you label them properly. So this first rectangle I drew represents my white lights. And so I want to draw or write out the word white. I can just do a W to represent white. You can write the whole word. It's up to you. But you do want to make sure that you know this one is the white one. And then this one down here represents my red string of lights. So I'm going to label that with a R for red. Okay. And then we also want to make sure that we label the measurements. So my white string of lights was 5 meters long. So I'm going to write 5 meters inside. And then my red string of lights was 3 meters long. So I'm going to write that on the inside. Okay. And then if any of you have noticed, we have this blank spot here, and we're not sure how long it is, but we do know that if we were to complete it, we would end up at the same ending point as the one above, which is 5 meters. So this little space here, if I were to add it on to my 3 meters, would get me to 5, but I don't know what it is yet. We can also look at tape diagrams and compare them to something that we've done before, which is the number bond. Those of you that are familiar with this, we can kind of make a little comparison here. So this full bar on the top would be our whole amount in this problem. So we can write that on the top of our number bond. And then this whole actually has a couple parts. It has the 3 meters here, and then it has a part that we don't know yet. So we can fill in our number bond the same way. Breaks it apart into part, whole, okay? And then, you know, on a number bond that we always label minus, minus, plus, it helps us to determine what operation to use to complete the number bond. So kind of a little helpful pointer there if you want to use both side by side to help you see. So if I were to say, hey guys, I need to know how many more meters I need to buy of my red lights so that my strands of lights are the same length, then I'm asking for this amount right here. How would you do that? Well, easily looking at the number bond, you could say, oh, well, if you did 5 minus 3, it's going to give you your other part. And that's correct. Or you could say, I'm going to count up 3, 4, 5 to get there, and you would know that that's 2 as well. It's up to you. Okay. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So this is no longer in question. Let me clear that question mark. Oops, sorry. Clear that question mark. It's not in question anymore. We just figured out that that is 2 meters. So if I were to go to the store and purchase lights, I would need 2 more meters to make my red lights the same length as my white lights. And in fact, I think that's what I need to do because I'd like them to be the same length. So if you have any questions, let me know. Bye, guys.